Now, a lot of trade talk of JJ McCarthy and Will Levis have come up the last couple of days. Apparently, the Vikings have gotten a lot of offers from other teams acquiring about JJ McCarthy, and they are just not interested in trading him, which makes a lot of sense. He's still under his rookie contract, so why would they trade him? Just when quarterbacks are on their rookie contracts, that's when they're at their most valuable because you could still add a lot of talent around them. And yeah, it looks like they're going to go with JJ McCarthy as their QB1 in 2025, unless they sign Aaron Rodgers, which reportedly they are not interested in signing Aaron Rodgers. But I don't know if I necessarily agree with that report. Unless they sign a veteran backup QB like Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, just some other guy, then I'll believe it. But until then, I'm sorry, I just don't buy that report. Because only going into a season with JJ McCarthy and maybe like another quarterback you take in the fifth or the sixth round of this year's draft, to me, that's too risky and that's just kind of reckless. But hey, that's just my opinion. Now, as far as Levis goes, if I'm the Steelers, if I'm the Giants, why not trade for him? Why not give the Titans like a conditional seventh round draft pick for him? Seriously, I'm not waiting around for Aaron Rodgers. I feel like Will could maybe still. I don't know. He looked pretty awful a year ago, but still, like maybe under the right circumstances, he could be a decent QB too. And when you're in a position like the Giants and the Steelers where you really don't have much at the quarterback position as of today, the Giants only have DeVito and the Steelers only have Mason Rudolph. Why not add Will to the quarterback room right now? You really have nothing to lose. Obviously, if the Titans are asking for like a fifth round pick, don't do it. But a conditional seventh round pick or a seventh round pick, I don't hate that move. Not at all. So let me know what you think about Will Levis being on the trade block. Would you be interested in acquiring him? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments below. Kirk Cousins is also back in the news after it was reported that the Falcons are going to keep him on the roster for the 2025 season. Apparently, the Falcons have received some calls for acquiring Kirk Cousins, and I don't hate that at all. I think Kirk Cousins could be a decent QB for the Browns, perhaps, maybe for the Giants or the Steelers. Like, why not? At least you're going to get a stable, consistent, friendly guy that's not going to cause a lot of drama. So if I'm Pittsburgh, if I had Kirk Cousins and Mason Rudolph for the 2025 season, obviously that's not great, but it's decent enough. I think if they were to go that route, you would also want to have Jackson Dart in that room. But I don't know, like it's not completely awful. It's not like Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. It's not that bad, but it's not great, Like if I'm the Giants, like why not have Kirk Cousins and maybe DeVito? I know that probably wouldn't end well, but it's better than DeVito and Jameis Winston or something. And if I'm the Cleveland Browns, that place is just a complete dumpster fire right now. They acquired Kenny Pickett about a week ago. So right now you have Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson. Why not add Kirk Cousins into the mix? Just a cluster of QBs. That team is going to be really entertaining to watch in 2025 just because, it's such a clown show. And also they still might sign Russell Wilson, so he's definitely a domino that still needs to fall. We've definitely got to keep an eye on where he's going to go. But honestly, when it's all said and done, a month from now after the draft with all these quarterbacks and just the musical chairs of this offseason, if I really had to make a prediction on everything, I think Russell will go to the Cleveland Browns. I think Kirk Cousins will stay in Atlanta. And I think the New York Giants will probably end up with Joe Flacco, DeVito, and Shador Sanders. That's a decent QB room in my opinion. I think whatever team gets Joe Flacco is a winner because that dude is just reliable. He's still balling. He looked pretty good last year with the Colts. Obviously took the Browns to the playoffs 2 years ago. And he just seems like a nice guy to have in your quarterback room. It seems like a pretty good mentor as well. So I feel like Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders would be a really good pair. Now my prediction for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's definitely a tough call. You know, it's pretty easy to predict Aaron Rodgers to go to Pittsburgh, but I don't know. I could see that happening, but I could also see just Mason Rudolph and Jackson Dart. I think it's a flip of the coin at this point. If I really had to make a prediction, I think Aaron Rodgers will go to Pittsburgh. Will that work out, man? Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, overall, this free agent period compared to the 2024 one definitely wasn't as exciting. You know, in 2024, we had Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, some pretty big fish. And this year, not really a lot of big key names. You know, T. Higgins ended up saying with the Bengals. Sure, DK got traded to the Steelers, but, you know, I feel like that's kind of a meaningless move until they add a quarterback. And a lot of people's favorite trade was Geno Smith going to the Raiders. I don't know. Geno Smith wasn't really that great in 2024, so that move doesn't really excite me. So overall, 2025 free agent period, kind of a meh time on the entertainment factor, which is kind of unfortunate. Also, you had Myles Garrett not getting moved and just taking a monster deal in Cleveland. And Micah Parsons and the Cowboys still have to work out something. I doubt they're going to trade him, but who knows what Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones are plotting right now. Anything could happen. But yeah, man, you let me know if you're excited for this year's draft. I'm curious. And that's also another thing. This year's draft should be a lot less entertaining than the 2024 draft. Of course, in 2024, we saw 6 quarterbacks go in the first round, which broke the record for most quarterbacks selected in the first round. This year, the only kind of 2 surefire things are Cam Ward and maybe Shedeur Sanders. I think Jackson Dart will also go in the first round, but I wouldn't be surprised if he fell to the bottom of the first, like pick 32 or something. So let me know if you have any crazy predictions on how this draft is going to go. I feel like it's going to be pretty ABC 1, 2, 3. Not a lot of surprising moves or shocking draft selections. I'd say the only surprising thing that has potential is if Shedeur goes to Cleveland. I think that would just be a colossal disaster waiting to happen, but hopefully he goes to some other franchise. But we'll have to see, man. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the video. How about your boy a ton? That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Have kept teams out of the end zone all season long, but today they are giving up a ton of points.
Jim, I'll say this. They are absolutely getting shredded in every department on the defensive side. They can't stop anything, just a bad day.
This offense can't be stopped on third down no matter the distance.
You're running back in this league and you pick up first downs and you don't fumble the football, I promise you one thing, you're going to get more carries.
And now we reach the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes left in this one. We're back now for the end of the fourth quarter. They bring in the extra tight end. The Jets take it from the 23. Leading on that running attack again here on first down. They call for the timeout to stop the clock.
The defense has got to be a little aggressive here. Your team is down. You've got to attack this offense. You don't want them to get in there and get another score.
Just a quick drop back. And it's complete over to Decker. That's a timeout call.
Timeout defense.
This will be the 8th play of this drive. First and goal from the 4. Morris takes it on the toss.